I'd rather tie a nice big steak straight to my nutsack, crying, please subbing, please, please, please. Ancholas and snakes just feast on his blubber. What the blue hell is... Right, hello everybody, welcome back to the Golden Sky. I'm Tom. Today, Liverpool have served us up yet another treat, haven't they? Oh, it's just mealtime once again for the mighty Reds. And for all of us lucky people who get to watch, they have lost 3-2 to Bournemouth in, just magnificent fashion. Just my favourite type of game where we're crap the whole game and then lose in the last minute. My favourite. Guys, these are the player ratings. We're going to go through all the players. Let's get them all on the board. Here they are. I will say, I'll be quite honest, there's many things I would rather do right now than this. For example, I've got a Chinese tonight, yeah, and I can't even eat it until these are uploaded. So by the time you see this, that's 2 hours after right now, okay? Because that's how long it takes from here to get the ratings on YouTube. So I've had to wait another 2 hours to eat my Chinese. I'm fuming. But look at me. I'm in the bloody Liverpool kit. I'm the biggest idiot on the planet, you know, and we all are for watching that. But I'm here in the merch thinking this is going to be great, you know. When I started this channel in summer, let me take you back to summer, I thought this will be great. I get to talk about us winning, all these fun players we've signed, it's going to be ace. What I didn't factor in was that it was going to be complete and utter mental torture. Just completely the most traumatic experience of my entire life. I didn't quite factor that one into my decision, so I hope you all enjoy. These are going to be pretty tilted, pretty random, pretty weird ratings. Like I said, there's many things I'd rather do. One of those things, I'd rather tie a nice big steak straight to my nutsack and get put in a cage full of tigers who haven't eaten for a month. I would rather do that than do the ratings right now. I'd rather someone play guitar, but instead of the strings being strings on a guitar, they're actually just my nerves, like the nerves in my arm. I would rather someone play guitar on them. That's what I would rather happen. Then we have to do these ratings. Yet, here we are once again. So I hope you all enjoy. Let's start with the Muckery Index. The referee tonight was an absolute joke. He was utterly rubbish. I don't know who he is. He was crap. Honest to God, think I would have done better if I was out there reffing. Never seen him before. Just ran around being a pillock, to be honest. Giving free kicks when they were not giving us free kicks when they were. We had a blatant corner, he didn't give that. The only possible explanation can be, excuse me, let's put the caps lock on, can be that Ray Charles is alive. That's the only explanation for that one. And lo and behold, he was reffing our game today. Didn't really look much like Ray Charles, but let me tell you, I'm pretty sure it was. He was reffing the game today. That's the Muckery Index. It was full of muckery, although nothing to do with the goals. Let's make that abundantly clear. No muckery involved in any of the goals. We deserve to lose because we are shit. Right, let's start with the goalkeeper. Alisson. The number one thing Alisson did today, the number one thing was injure Gomez. Went full Mortal Kombat on him, just kneed him straight in his ribs. Any other normal player, we'll talk about Gomez in a second, would have just been sound after a few minutes. Obviously, Gomez is made out of paper mache, so he just crumbled. Is even paper mache strong at this point? He might just be like dust. When you touch him, he just disintegrates. Maybe he's like putting some salt in a drink. He's a solid object until you put him in the drink and then he just disappears. Alisson sent him into the shadow realm today by daring to touch him. And then he made one good save from, I think it was Alex Scott, had the shot just after we scored the second goal. And they went straight up the other end and had a good shot, which he saved. The other ones at the end, the last goal, which is just an absolute calamity. Like the Beano trying to defend the Dennis the Menace, Minnie the Minx, Calamity James, the Bass Street Kids at the back. I think that's all the characters I can remember there. Defending. And Alisson scrambling around on the floor. Why is he crawling? Why is he having a crawl? Nobody knows. Like a newborn baby there trying to defend. Like a deer on ice. And then he becomes a complete bear and just bear paws the ball straight to them for them to tap in the net. Brilliant. And then he decided to kick off with Van Dijk. I don't know what they were moaning at. There's never a foul in there. If you're telling me that's a push on Van Dijk, I don't know what to tell you, to be honest. Maybe Ray Charles is double alive. Yeah, just he wasn't great, was he? Concedes 3 goals, doesn't save any of them, gets megged on one of them. No, don't blame him for the first one, and then push the ball straight to them for the third. So 5. Frimpong played, and this was just one of Arne Slot's many complete genius ideas today. I tell you what, this guy Arne Slot is. He is just galaxy brain. He really is, isn't he? Let me fill you in case you didn't see the game today on what he did there. So we're desperately pushing for a goal. Yeah, looking as slow as normal, slow as a slug, trying to crawl through a streak of PVA glue. Right, that's how fast we're moving the ball. We've got Frimpong on the right wing, who admittedly wasn't great today, but at least he can run. And Slot thinks, right, I've got the solution here, actually. What I'll do is, let me take Frimpong off. Now, hear me out. I'm going to take Frimpong off. I'm going to put Szoboszlai right back again, because that served us really well when we were doing that at the start of the season, and we kept losing every week. Let me do that again. This is going to be brilliant, this. Honestly, guys, watch this. This is going to be brilliant. Take Frimpong off. He's our only fast player, so we'll get him off the pitch naturally. We don't want any speed. No speed. I don't want any speed. Are you having a laugh? Let's get all the speed off right now. That was stupid, utterly stupid. Not to say that Frimpong was great, but it shouldn't have come off the pitch. So 5. I'm going to try my best to whiz through these guys, but Liverpool served me up yet another treat tonight and used the maximum amount of subs. So full overtime, 16 players. Brilliant. Well, this one shouldn't take too long. Here's Gomez. In fact, it actually might, because this is the funniest goal we've conceded all season, to be totally honest. Right, Gomez. Okay, it was a whirlwind performance for Gomez today, and I'm not talking about the weather. He plays, starts off with some decent passes. You're thinking, here we go, Gomez is doing all right. At this point, it's like a Ferris wheel, yeah? We're at the top of the Gomez Ferris wheel. He's playing, he's doing okay. And very quickly, we got to the other end of the Ferris wheel, which is he's injured and he's made of sand or some other very malleable, soft material, Play-Doh, insert other material here. Then, the first goal is not his fault, but Alisson destroys him. Or at least bumped into him. Let's put it like that. It was quite a heavy collision. He gets smashed. Now, he walked off, and the last I saw of him, he was walking. I thought, oh, he's all right. Okay. Then we play. We carry on playing after that. And I can see there's a fella at the far end of the pitch, right, in red boots, which Gomez had on. And he's like warming up. And I'm thinking, why is he not coming on? It's been a while there. And I realised, hang on a minute, that's not Gomez at all. Where's he gone? Well, he just disintegrated, didn't he? Alisson hit him, and it turned out that Gomez actually just disintegrated into the ether. He just vanished. And that was that. Gomez was gone. And Liverpool decided, another bit of genius from Liverpool, just more galaxy brain thinking from us. It really is. Our genius knows no bounds. Albert Einstein, Isaac Newton, or who's the other fella? Socrates. They've got nothing on our level of thinking. It's unbelievable. We think what we'll do now, this is a great idea. Just conceded a goal. What we'll do is we'll play 7 minutes with 10 men. Isn't that great? What a brilliant idea. They're a bunch of pillocks. They are brain dead idiots. There's fellas with no brain who are cleverer than these Liverpool players. I'm telling you there is. I promise you there is. In fact, there's not even humans. There's like fish. They're famously thick, aren't they? Fish are smarter than us. If you'd have put a team of goldfish and the manager was a carp out there tonight, the carp would have said, right, goldfish, foul one of them and we'll get another goldfish on. We've got fucking loads of them here at this shop. No one wants to buy any. We'll bring another one on. It's no problem. Nemo can come on and play. He's a clownfish. He'll have been better than what we had out there. Bunch of clownfish. But Arne Slot at one point tells Alisson to kick the ball out. Alisson just completely ignores him. That was ace. We played 7 minutes without any 11th player on the pitch, and Bournemouth scored. Brilliant. Just. Why didn't I think of this? Gomez. What do you even say? 5, I think. Oh, that's a 4. 5. Not his fault, really, is it, that he got clattered? But he's permanently injured. So, oh, then we've got Van Dijk, who decided today, what I'm going to do is self-sabotage. That's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to self-destruct completely. And maybe he's turned against Slot. Maybe he's on an absolute sabotage mission. He was quite good against Marseille. He decided, don't worry, tonight I'm going to absolutely try my best to mess everything up possible. He did score a corner. That was a fucking miracle. Honestly, it was as though Jesus himself had come down from the heavens, and instead of feeding the 5,000, he'd let Liverpool score a corner. That was what it was like. It was, I don't even know, a miracle that we scored that one. I think we took 121 corners before we scored our second goal. We've got the new set-piece coach, or someone in charge of set-pieces. At least Sky thought we did. They kept showing him. Looked like a posh Adam Lallana there. Had the haircut and stuff going on. Kept showing him. He spent 10 minutes showing Endo an iPad when we were trying to bring him on. What are we showing him a fucking iPad for? He knows how to play football. Endo should have just bit the iPad. Just bit it. Electrocuted his mouth. Listen, we'll talk about Endo later. We're talking about Van Dijk. Right. Van Dijk. What the ever-living shit are you doing when that ball comes over your head and you think, do you know what I'm going to do? In this really stormy conditions, the windiest day you've ever seen, right? I'm sure that if Dorothy was still knocking around, her house would have blown away again. Yeah, the Wicked Witch of the West or whatever would have come and she'd have been flattened by the gaff again. It was that windy. Van Dijk thinks, what I'll do with this big long ball over my head is I'll try and control it in my own box. Oh, again, it's Clownfish FC. Obviously gets it all wrong. Manages to hit Alex Scott in the face and then just lets him cross it in. Oh, be my guest, Mr. Scott. Cross it into the box, mate, and let them score a goal. Oh, genius. Thank you, Van Dijk. And then he's positioning for the second goal. He might have been stood in the sea, to be honest. Bournemouth's on the coast. He might as well have been stood in the sea with his swimming trunks on, having a little paddle, because he's nowhere near. He's nowhere near in the right spot. Then he scores the corner. You're thinking, here we go. He kept telling everyone in the second half, calm down. That's the opposite of what I want, lads. We're too calm. Do the opposite of that. Don't relax. Be more frantic, please. And then at the end, doesn't win the header, gets a little nudge, and then kicks off. Disgraceful. He was absolutely shite tonight, and he gets a 2. Then more brilliant decisions. Kerkez, right? No idea if Kerkez is injured. Haven't got a clue. He might be. Haven't seen. Obviously, came straight up to do these. Brought off at half time for, get this, honestly, get this, it just gets better and better at Liverpool. Brought him off for a left back that we're about to sell to Spurs for 5 million quid. Oh, I tell you what, it really, the genius knows no bounds. Soon enough, we're going to invent some new theorem that's going to revolutionise this planet, I'm telling you, because the way we're making decisions at the minute, it's just absolutely blows your mind. Robbo comes on. Unless Kerkez is injured, what Arne Slot's thinking, I could not tell you. I genuinely could not tell you. It is baffling. Robbo comes on. We're not talking about Robbo. We're talking about Kerkez, who didn't do a lot, did he, really? Kept getting pushed over. That was random. Then they booed him. That was also a bit random. What else can you say? He gets caught out maybe on the second goal. The lad runs around his blind side. Maybe that's his fault. I personally, Van Dijk is not in a great spot for me. Not his best game, but well, let's just fly through. I don't know why he got subbed. Unless his body failed him, I don't know why he was subbed. 5. Right. Gravenberch. Played centre-back for a while when we had 7 players. When we had 7 minutes with 10 men, that was good. Didn't work at all, did it? And then in midfield, he was pretty much useless. At times, he'd run forward. He'd get right to the edge of the box. You're thinking, go on, have a shot, or keep going. And then he'd pass it straight to Bournemouth. Top class. I just love it. It just really is magnificent, high quality, highest level football. So yeah, there was that. Didn't do a whole lot else, apart from, at one point in the second half, Bournemouth were having the break, and Gravenberch couldn't possibly have been running slower to run back. Couldn't possibly have been doing it. Tomorrow, I'll be running a big long run, and I swear to God, at the end of it, I could run faster than Gravenberch did. during that run. They just don't run enough, these players. They don't run hard enough. The other team always works harder. They always want it more. That's why the other team keeps scoring last-minute winners and not us. It's a joke. But not to say Gravenberch is really the one to blame today, but he didn't do a lot to help us. I'll give him 5 or 4. McAllister, was he even on the pitch? Did he do anything? Was he even there? I don't know. I really don't know. He played in the diamond, the same role he did against Marseille, but didn't have any effect on the game. Had a shot from 50 yards off, 50 yards out, and got subbed. I think that said it all, really. Our performance today is just a joke. Was I really confident? No, not really, to be honest. I thought maybe we might win. But we're still yet to win a game in 2026 in the Premier League. Yet to win. One played 5 now, I believe. 4 draws, 1 defeat. That's 4 points from a possible 15. Which by my count is maybe relegation level. We are 3 points off being in the bottom half of the table. And if loads of teams win their game later this weekend, we will be nowhere near 4th. Nowhere near. McAllister's had a haircut. It doesn't help him. 4. Szoboszlai, I thought personally was absolutely woeful until he scored that free kick, which was belting. That was amazing. And at that point, the completely delusional Liverpool fan within me thought, hang on a minute, are we going to go and win this and it's going to be party ratings? Oh no. Oh no. They just gave me a little bit of hope. They tickled me, didn't they? They just got me. Give me a little tickle. I'm laughing. I'm thinking, oh, this is fun. Someone's giving me a little tickle. This is great. We're going to go on and win this one. I'm going to get to say nice things. And then they just ripped it away from me. Just ripped both my arms off, sent me straight to hell with no arms. That's what they did. And my legs as well. I was just limbless, knocking around in hell. That's where I am now, recording these ratings for you lot. I've got no arms, no legs left because of Liverpool ripping the hope away from me. I've scooped my eyes out with melon scoopers. It's just a joke. Anyway, how did Szoboszlai play? Well, it's a great free kick, isn't it? It's a brilliant free kick. He's probably the best free kick taker in the world at the minute. He's got all different types of finishes. It was brilliant. But other than that, he was rubbish, ladies and gents. He just gave the ball away for free. For free. Like he said, a car boot sale and he's got stuff he just wants to get rid of. He doesn't even care what price you pay for it. He'll pay you to take it away with that football. Let me give it to you, Bournemouth. That's what he was on today. Went to right back. Didn't love that at all. Corners, they were my favourite today. We'll talk more about them later, but they were my favourite. Loved taking corners where they go straight to the goalkeeper. Somehow, he manages to come away from this game with a goal and an assist. I have not got a clue how. I have not got a clue. So, what do you give him? What do you give him? I guess it's a 5, innit? With the goal and the assist, it's better than Gravenberch and McAllister. It is, but he was crap other than that. On the ball, rubbish. Like, really bad. Right, Wirtz. Oh, Jesus Christ. Wirtz. I thought he was alright. Not amazing. Certainly not amazing. There was one bit right at the end which, to be quite honest, tilted me beyond belief. My head fell off my body and just rolled down the street into the canal. Where it's been bobbing along for a while. After the game finished, I had to run headlessly to the canal, find my head, delve into the canal, put it back on my neck, screw it on, and then come and record these ratings for you. And let me tell you, there's all sorts of bad shit in that canal. That's how mad I was when Florian Wirtz beat his man, cuts inside, he's got a perfect chance to shoot. Hit it, Flo, hit it, lad. And he does a reverse pass to nobody. My favourite. I love when we do that. I love when we get to the edge of our box and we think, right, what I'm going to do now, guess what I'm going to do now? I'm going to do a pass to no one. That's I just love that so much. It really, really, what makes me tick. When I get in bed at night, I think, oh, the world's so dark, but at least Liverpool passed the ball to the other team on the edge of the box. Oh, at least we've got that, eh? At least we've got that to cling on to for hope. Wirtz didn't affect the game enough. He had the shot, which the keeper made a good save from. That could have won it for us. And then the fucking Ray Charles in the blue gave a goal kick. Of course he did. Of course he did. But what else can you say about Wirtz? Not good enough. 5. Not good enough. Salah is back. You wouldn't know it though, really. Couldn't have been less effective today if he'd have tried. At one point, let me get on this one. This has just made me mad. Just a thought of it again. It's been like a couple hours since this happened. But at one point, he got played through. He's through. Yeah, I think it was Szoboszlai. It was actually a good pass. Played him through. You're thinking, he's in. He's in, right? All he needs to do is run towards the goal and kick it with his left foot and score. That's all he needed to do, right? And Salah decides, no, now is the time. I'm Mo Salah, yeah? Famously like to score goals. Okay, now's the time. What I'm going to do is curl this one with my right foot around the defenders to Gakpo. First of all, it's never a good idea to pass the ball to Gakpo under any circumstance. That should be banned in all 50 states and the UK. That should be outlawed. It should be punishable by electric chair if you pass the ball to Gakpo at any point in time. But especially that time when Salah could have just gone and scored. I don't understand it. He was absolutely rubbish, Salah. He took about 4 different corners today. Every single one of them, oh my God, it was actually driving me up the goddamn wall. He just curled it as far as he could to the back post, where none of our players could head it. Brilliant, Salah. Why didn't I think of that, mate? What is he playing at? And then second half, he decides, now I'll switch it up and I'll curve him straight to the goalie to catch. But what pisses me off the most is that last minute we had a corner from the side Salah had been taking him from all game long. And we think now, what we'll do now is we'll put Szoboszlai on it. So we're thinking we desperately need the goal. Now we'll let Szoboszlai hit the corner. Well, why is Salah taking the fucking corners then for 90 fucking minutes? What the blue hell is kind of sorcery is going on here? Oh, guys, I can't deal with this today. I can't. Okay, I want my Chinese. Salah was utterly shite, rubbish. Lost the ball every time he had it. Drives me mental when he does that. Just every time he had it. Nothing good. 3. Luckily not as bad as Van Dijk. Oh, here we go, though. Here we go. Gak shit. Shit poo. This. Oh, I hate this guy. You know what? In real life, Gakpo is probably a nice fella. I'm sure Cody Gakpo is a nice guy, and I've got nothing against him. He's probably really good in the community, does loads of nice things. I'm sure of it. Seems like a proper stand-up fella. But when he goes on that football pitch, I want to take a double-barrel shotgun, straight to put it in his mouth, right, and just obliterate his face. Okay, now, that's not an actual threat. I don't really mean to do that to him, but my God, that's how frustrating his football is to watch. I mean, he's just useless. He doesn't do anything. He goes on that football pitch, he just floats around like a fairy, fucking Tinkerbell on the left wing, knocking around. If Tinkerbell was 6'4" and had somehow made it into football instead of fairying or whatever the bloody hell she does as a fairy, as a day job, what have you got to do? Like, knock around with your little wand? I don't know what the fairies do for work, but Gakpo would find a way if he managed to somehow end up as a footballer. He's useless. He's 6'4". You wouldn't know it because he's never used his physicality even one time. Every shot he has gets blocked. Every single one. Even Szoboszlai blocked one today. That was the only good one he had. Szoboszlai made sure to block that. So, not letting Gakpo have a shot, am I? I'm crying out for him to get subbed. Crying. Please sub him. Please. I couldn't believe my eyes when Slot subbed him with 20 minutes to go. I could not believe my eyes. But he did get subbed, and he was rubbish. He's so bad, I don't even have words to describe him anymore. Yet somehow, the only player we have possible to bring on for him is a 17-year-old. Kerkez is injured. Don't know what's happened to Kerkez. He's obviously, a Slot sparked him out in the dungeon. But as a result, we have to play this absolute whopper on the wing. This proper helmet, honestly, properly is. Just the biggest helmet you've ever seen in your life. 2. He's lucky he doesn't get a 1, to be honest. Then we bring Endo on, obviously, after Gomez falls apart. Ends up at centre-back. So we end the game there with a centre-mid at right-back, a centre-mid at centre-back, a 34-year-old centre-back who was playing shite, and a left-back who was selling to Spurs. But of course, we don't need a defender. We're still in the transfer window here. We've got another week. Don't need a defender, though. But that's fine. I can't see any problems. We've got a centre-mid, shite 34-year-old centre-back, and a left-back who we're selling. I can't see any problems with that. Can you? Can you guys? Can you see any problems with our current defence? I'm sure you can't. I'm sure you absolutely can't. Endo comes on. To be fair to Endo, he was absolutely crap, but I don't blame him because he never plays. Hasn't played all year, and then he gets subbed on a position that isn't his. But like a fish up a tree, he just doesn't belong there, does he? He just doesn't belong there at all. He should never be at centre-back. He should never really be on the pitch, to be totally honest with you, unless he's coming on for 10 minutes to help see a game out. But yet, here he is. Liverpool's amazing squad planning. Here he is still. A week left in the transfer window. Will we act? Gomez is injured now. Will we do anything? Will we? Bollocks. We've got Nallo in our academy. He's our best academy prospect for centre-back by all accounts. And all he does is welly fellas in the nuts all game long. So, not looking great really, is it? He was rubbish, Endo. 3. Robbo comes on. I was happy to see him because he's going to get sold and he deserves a send-off. I think he probably makes the Karabag game, which I think is in midweek. I haven't bothered to look ahead, I'll be honest, guys. But Robbo was there. Obviously, came on. That was unexpected. And then he was absolutely rubbish as well. To be honest, I said Endo's like a fish up a tree, doesn't belong there. Well, Robbo's like a walrus in a desert. He doesn't belong there either. Just a big walrus sat in the middle of a desert, just burning hot, nowhere to swim, just completely beached with these big tusks, while all the wasps and tarantulas and snakes just feast on his blubber. That's what Robbo is, just Scottish blubber sitting in the desert, and Spurs are going to buy him for £5 million. And if they watch that tonight, I don't know why. Yeah, let's just quickly move on. I've got a Chinese to eat for Jones. When we need a goal and we bring Jones on, it makes me want to... So what it reminds me of is what it reminds me of, yeah? When I was a kid, right? When I was a kid back in the day, I used to have to go shopping in real life with my mum, yeah? When she'd go shopping, we'd go to like retail parks, she'd take me when I'm like really little, yeah? I'm talking like when I'm 3-4 years old. And she'd take me with her because obviously she can't just leave me on my own, right? And maybe no one was available to look after me. So I'd have to go shopping with her, yeah? And we'd walk around in Next or other shops are available, Debenhams, Matalan, whatever, all these like proper mum shops, yeah? We'd knock around in them for what felt to me as a child like an eternity, right? And I couldn't imagine anything more boring as a child. There was nothing I wanted to do less than walk around them, looking at what to me looked all the same. All I wanted to do was go and play footy or play me Xbox. That's all I wanted to do, right? I'm not interested in what's going on in Next. I'm not interested in if there's a discount or a sale. I don't care. That's kind of how I feel when we bring Jones on. There's nothing more boring than when we're losing a game and we think, oh, Jones will be the one to unlock this game. It's like going to shopping Next as a 4-year-old. You just don't want to see it. You don't want to do it. It's not how you want to spend your day. But he wasn't awful, was he? So he was pretty bad. Let's go 4. Yeah, that's harsh. 5. Ekitike, well, he was chiefly involved in the muckery, wasn't he? Comes on. He's on the bench. I understand to a certain degree why he's on the bench. He can't play every game because our other striker's got a broken pissing leg. But can he not come on at half time? Arna? Can he not come on at half time? You bald idiot. Is that not a possibility where we could bring him on, our striker, when we desperately need goals at half time? Well, it doesn't matter if he did, to be honest, because they just stand up front and never get the ball because we just play excruciatingly slow. It's like death by 1,000 paper cuts watching Liverpool. It really is. And he didn't do anything except from make a perfectly legitimate tackle on the edge of his own box. And Ray Charles says that's a foul, actually. And then he got fouled on the edge of on the edge of Bournemouth's box. And Ray Charles said, "Play on, ladies and gents, play on." Great. Cheers, Ray. Nice one, mate. Other than that, he just gave it away. So 4. And finally, Rio Ngumoha, who I cannot, for the life of me, find one reason why he is not starting games and Cody Gakpo is. I don't care how old he is. I don't care if he's a newborn baby. He's better at football than Cody Gakpo. He's more dangerous. It makes more things happen. He should have won a penalty for us. If he goes down, it's a penalty, by the way, when he skinned Jimenez on the left-hand side. First thing he did when he came on, by the way. He wins the free kick for the goal. He looked bright. And now, listen, I say this quite a lot about Rio. He comes on and nothing amazing happens. Like, he doesn't do anything where you're like, wow, that was really, really good. But he's direct, he's aggressive, he runs at players, he does proper wide man things. You get the ball to your winger, you get him one-on-one, you might beat him and get a cross in. You might run inside with a bit of pace and maybe link up with somebody. You give the ball to Gakpo and it is like you go in slow motion. He has to be playing more. But will he? Of course not. There's no chance of that one happening. I thought he was alright, to be honest. I'm going to give him a 6. And that, ladies and gents, is the player ratings. Did you all enjoy? I feel like I've just vented there. It's like therapy for me, this, to be honest, at certain times. Let's get these bunch of clowns off the board. There we go. Guys, I really do hope you did enjoy the player ratings today. I hope they give you, if nothing else, a bit of a laugh, maybe. Whether you support Liverpool or not, I hope you enjoyed. And if you did, please do click the like button. We're trying to get to 30 likes on all these videos. And it really would cheer me up after watching that yet again. And don't forget, I have to watch that back to work out what we did wrong, which, spoiler alert, was everything. So please do like the video, subscribe to the channel as well. We are trying to get to 500 subscribers. So if you are new and you have enjoyed today's video, please do click subscribe. Tell all your mates to watch as well and click subscribe. Podcast listeners, thank you very much for listening. 5-star rating and reviews. Follow the show, all that good stuff. You know how it goes. Guys, I will be back at a certain point to analyse that game. Tomorrow, I may go live with a TGS Radio Live for you to all come in and give your own thoughts. That will be at night, if anything. It will likely be after the Arsenal United game. So if you are interested in coming on TGS Radio Live, look out for that at night time. I'm talking maybe 7, 8 o'clock, something like that. I might go live for an hour or so, and you can all come on and give your thoughts on the channel to me live, like the radio call-in show. So if you want to see that, come and join me on TGS Radio Live tomorrow night. Other than that, guys, I hope you all enjoyed. I've got a Chinese to take down, and that is the only thing right now that's separating me from just a deep, dark state of mind because of Liverpool Football Club. I hope you all don't let it ruin your weekend. Have a good rest of it and enjoy what's left of your Saturday nights. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.